like I get hit from every angle. I'm getting hit from meat eaters. I'm getting hit from my close family and friends. I'm getting hit from vegans that are attacking me because I'm not speaking up about this issue and that issue, and you're not doing enough and you're not doing this. It's like, how do you stay positive, Shaka?
I don't know. I've always had the belief that time is sort of the greatest winner, right? If I'm doing what I believe is right, you'll see it, and it might not be tomorrow, it might not be next year, but if I'm doing the same thing that's right over and over, the 10 years, 15, 20 years, it's going to be seen, and people are going to take those positive messages in the right way. And so I just kind of rely on the fact that of being consistent with my messaging and with how I'm kind of grounding myself in the movement.
Your leading by example is going to be effective at some point,
And focusing on yourself. I love that you said that.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I love social media because you do get positive feedback. You get negative feedback too, of course, but the positive feedback, I want to say within like 3 or 4 weeks of me going vegan and sharing more of my journey, I had people contacting me saying they're going vegan and they're getting their families to go vegan. And so once that, I just needed one of those messages. That was it for me, because now I know that anything I put out in the world can have that effect.
And I love that you brought up, okay, so you're getting positive comments, you're getting negative comments. Being a man and being a guy and masculine, and you probably get different comments than, let's say, we do some of the time. So I'm super curious, do you get a lot of guys or people coming at you being like, soy boy, or how are you vegan? That's a girly thing.
Yeah, I mean I wouldn't say it's excessive, but you get those comments on like a post or something. And I haven't had those in a while. When I first went vegan, I got a little bit more of those and I was in the bodybuilding world. But again, I was in the bodybuilding world and I was winning. So it was like, well, the proof is in the pudding there.
Exactly.
So yeah, it just never concerned me. I was just really focused on because I knew if I focused on that, it's going to actually take away from my success, right? Because there's other things you're trying to do. You're whether it's bodybuilding or acting. If I'm focused on negative comments and trying to clap back or, argue or fight, that's going to take away from my success in other areas.
It trains you. Yeah.
So the best way for me to be successful, to be an advocate, is to be successful myself so that that message can go further and farther.
Everybody's wondering, everybody's asking at this point in the podcast, what are some great rituals and self-care routines? Like, I want you to walk us through a day in the life of Shaka. Give us the morning routines, the sadhana, the meditation, the prayer, whatever the hell you do, and bring us to the end of the night.
Well, and the important thing to remember, it's a practice, right? I do think sometimes we get it right, and then we forget to keep practicing, right? We stop the journaling, we stop the gratitude practice because it all feels good, So it's a practice throughout your entire life. You're gonna have to continue doing the things that keep you in alignment, right? For me, I wake up early. I like to, like 6 a.m., 6:30. I have an infrared sauna. I hit my infrared sauna. That's really good. I love red light therapy. And I gotta go to the gym. I gotta make sure that physically, that's where I start. It's my physical wellness. And then of course I start thinking about my mental wellness as well. And so that'll sometimes manifest itself into a gratitude journal. And I'll just write down all the things I'm happy for, all the things. And sometimes the gratitude journal I'll have a negative gratitude journal too. And that is sort of thanking God or the universe for the negative things that have happened. And I think so often we're like, why this? Why that? You got to have supreme faith to say, thank you, God, for that car accident.
Right.
Because you just know somehow or other, it's part of a better plan for you.
Right.
So that has also helped. Is so saying thank you for the bad things, because I can have that faith. And then for me, it's just making sure I talk to people that support me. If I'm with people or conversing with people that I don't feel good about, I got to step away.
Right.
And I think sometimes we forget that we have this intuition where if someone does not make you feel good, you don't have to be there.
Right.
You can remove yourself. And it doesn't have to be a conversation. It doesn't have to be an argument. It can be a simple step back. And I think that's helped me the most because, in LA, you meet a lot of different personalities. And I'm like, that doesn't feel good. Let me step back, protect my energy. And that's been huge for me as well.
Wow.
That's so true. You have the permission to walk away.
That's really good advice. So you talked about like routines, you go to the gym, you got your journals. What about food?
The red sun. She's like, what about food?
Okay. Well, so I intermittent fast.
Okay.
So most of the day I'm not eating, which is great because I have so much more energy when I'm like, a little bit emptier. And then at nighttime is when I'll have all my calories, all my carbs, my protein, my fats.
Same for the most part.
So
Oh my God.
So
I just shoved my face with a vegan croissant before coming here.
I can't.
Hey, have
I'll do
grace,
liquids.
though.
Yeah, have grace. That's fine.
Yeah, because
not everybody
sometimes
works
you're
the
going to be
same.
like, I need that croissant,
Right.
right? And so though I intermittent fast, I'd say like 90% of the time, there are some days you're like, you know what, I'm going to go to this French vegan bakery and get this crazy thing that I didn't know existed,
Right.
you know? So that kind of thing.